If you're already tired playing Akuma, Geese, Leroy, and Lucky Chloe, aka Fake Tekken, then you probably considered picking up Kazuya. But for a lot of players, this can feel like a very daunting task, as every talk about the Mishimas is about how learning them requires you to lay down a significant amount of your lifespan. This often turns off a lot of aspiring the main man players, and they might also resist playing the character because they don't want to look like a clueless idiot in online matches. So they just sit there and ask themselves, should I play Kazuya? Kazuya is a big ball of negative energy, always striving for power and control, and to seek revenge against his father Heihachi Mishima, who threw him off a cliff when he was a little kid. This seems like a really fucked up thing to do, but in the current installment of the game, he finally settles his score with his father. In the final moments of the game, they meet up inside a volcano, and you're immediately tossed into this boss fight that has more faces than the fucking moon. Both sides go back and forth in their exchanges, but eventually, the cooler guy who you don't get to play as for some reason, gets the best of Heihachi. Kazuya defeats him and tosses him into the lava pit. Now you might be wondering, how the hell does all this matter on deciding whether or not I should play Kazuya? Well, it doesn't, but it sure is fucking metal. Kazuya's design is perfect for edgelords like me. His looks and theme is more than enough reason for you to play this character. I mean, he's wearing a black leather trench coat for fuck's sake. According to science, black clothing makes you hot, so that already makes Kazuya hotter than 90% of the cast. You got flaming pants, you got cool ass gloves, his eyes have 2 different colors, his hair is a hazard in itself, your eyebrows resemble a heart shape. Yes, definitely a heart shape. And you got scars that make you look like a CD scratched by the wrong side of a sponge. Your move list is very direct and linear. You have very few tools to keep your opponent in check, and your playstyle mainly revolves around movement and good timing. If you can get past these main concepts, you can roll and transition into the fun stuff, the 50-50s. This shit is called a Wavedash. Do it over and over, and now it's called a Waivu. There are many things you can do with this shit, ranging from concealing teabagging to flexing execution with Wavedash cancel. You can do the fuck you punch, you can do an axe kick, you can pull this bullshit move nobody asked for, you can spin like a fucking Beyblade. It's all the good shit you can imagine from a character that likes to be a spastic shitter in front of your opponents, until you realize no one gives a shit about what you do in the lower ranks, so you just get hop kicked while wave dashing and lose 40% of your health. But if the opportunity arises where you are successfully wave dashing in front of their face, it's important to know how to pull off the moves associated with it. Now, I'm not gonna go too much into detail as there are tons of tutorials about wave dash cancelling, but what you wanna do is input a wave dash, let go of the buttons, and then input back 2. You don't have to press back 2 as soon as you let go of the wave dash. So again, you input a wave dash, let go, wait a fraction of a second, and then input back 2. If you input back 2 too fast, you'll get a standing back 2. But if you're too slow, you'll get a wind god fist. Do this over and over and you'll start to notice that wave dash cancelling is mostly about timing. Seriously, I went from straight up not being able to do this to an execution god in about 2 minutes after I realized this. Some notable shit that you will find as a new Kazuya player though is the janky movement due to his misstep. Be wary of this because if you're not used to it, you'll get a lot of misstep. Okay, that was cringier than I thought. Fuck it, I'm keeping it. Kazuya's moves are also relatively slow and lack strings, so if you're looking for something like Nina, you can go fuck yourself. Okay, let's talk about his signature move. This move is one of the strongest shit in the game, and it gives you some of the best execution boners the game has to offer. It's not so much an issue of performing the move itself, but rather learning how to apply it to actual matches. It gives you good frames on block, a launch on hit, and a very swift animation. One common tactic players use is to whiff an electric in front of their opponent, and then they'll try to punish it. But since electrics have 0 recovery frames, you go psych! And you bait them into a punish, or another electric. Remember to do this shit. Always. It doesn't matter what happens in the matches, because as long as you're hitting electrics after they whiff, or after you sidestep, or after you block a launch punishable move, improvement on the move's application will slowly come. And yes, you should trust this advice because hitting green ranks on Kazuya is a pretty big deal. This move is the only thing that matters on Kazuya. The only— okay, I'm just kidding. However, if you really want to get good at this character, then this is something you want to put some time into, and you will find this a common pattern for this character. The payoff is not something you achieve with a couple of minutes of practicing, but when you do get the payoff, it is very rewarding. If you have an unhealthy obsession of playing real Tekken, then this character is for you. If you like feeling like you're Naruto training to become Hokage, this character is perfect for you. If you like Oreos and a cheeseburger, then this character is perfect for you. So should you play Kazuya?
Do it!